What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jay Rene with Prison Ride Radio. I hope that you're doing well. This evening, we got a brother on the phone by the name of Willard Anthony. He's going to talk about his wrongful conviction as well as and some of the things that people in Louisiana are affected by, such as the 10 to 2 rule. So let's jump right in it. Hey, bro, good evening. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me again, Miss Renee. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing well, thank you. Let's jump right into it. Tell the people a little bit about yourself and where you from.
All right. Well, my name is Willard Anthony. 35 years old. Be 36 next month. I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm incarcerated in Louisiana State Penitentiary at this moment. Dealing with a wrongful conviction and prosecutorial misconduct at its highest level. I'm going to speak on a few issues, a few topics, some that benefit others that don't benefit me, some that benefit me. But I want to speak on this everything as a general, as of what's going on in Louisiana. Louisiana has the highest incarceration rate. They also have the highest exoneration rate, especially New Orleans and Jefferson Parish. I tip my hat to this new district attorney they have in New Orleans Parish, OPP Parish, by the name of Jason Williams. He is trying his hardest to right the wrong that has been caused on so many African American males by this Jim Crow law, this Napoleon law that Louisiana is under. Me not being from here, I would never have believed that something like this existed, or that the prosecutors fabricated evidence, falsified documents, forced people to come and testify, got on the stand and lied themselves until it actually happened to me. Well, when it happened to me, I got to know Louisiana for what it's worth because my life was taken away. And when my life was taken away, new life was given to me being around all of these guys. So their problems have become my problems, and my problems have become their problems. I put myself as a sacrificial lamb out there, advocating for myself and everyone else, because one of my favorite songs is Lift Every Voice and Sing, and that's something I really believe that we need to do. I believe that every voice has to rise in order for this to be over with. Oregon and Louisiana were two of the last states that allow men and women to come to prison to lose their life or lose part of their life, dealing with an unconstitutionality of the Constitution, which is 10-2. Meaning, if one person, two people, three people, or four people find you not guilty, that means that you're not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Well, these two states in Oregon has corrected their wrong, but unfortunately Louisiana does not want to correct their wrong. They are more concerned about politics, money, instead of human lives. So you have all of these guys that are in here that have been here for 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 2, 1 years for a sentence that was illegal from the start. Not only was it illegal from the start, but the people have admitted the reason that they did this was in order to control the African Americans from being on the jury, in order to have a favorable ruling and convicting African Americans. Well, it went up, and unfortunately, no one actually spoke out. Now, this is what gets me. I am not picking. I'm not being artistic or anything like that of this nature. I'm not being sarcastic. When the LGBT, I don't know how you say it, but the gay community, when they wanted their rights passed, everyone in the community stood up. You cannot tell me that whether it's Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Chicago, Michigan, St. Louis, Arkansas, that someone is not affected, or that you don't know someone personally yourself that is incarcerated. So when the 10-2 law was coming down here, and it went to the United States Supreme Court in order to get voted on for retroactivity. I can't understand why you all were not at the United States Supreme Court fighting for your loved ones in order to get them home. Well, I'm giving you all a chance again. Not dealing with the 10-2. It is, I believe God will have his way, but it also says in the Bible, faith without works is dead. We can have all the faith that a corrupt system, judicial system will change, but we don't put in the work in. Of course, they're not going to change. Do you know why it's not going to change? Because they're going to continue to do what they do, because we are the people that elected these officials into their power in the first place. And if we don't say anything, they can keep continuously to abuse their power because, hey, it seems like we don't care. Well, in my case, I am dealing with prosecutorial misconduct on a wrongful conviction. I was convicted of human trafficking, aggravated rape, second-degree battery, sexual battery. And what is so crazy about mine is, let me back up, it was dealing with a Caucasian woman. Of course, I'm an African-American male. So do I have to say any more? That happened in Jefferson Parish. The Caucasian female that I'm going on to call by CW said nothing happened. Also got on the stand and said the detective must have made this up and said this. Well, my convictions got overturned in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal. The DA that was on my case, his name is Doug Freeze and Thomas Block. Thomas Block took the stand on my case, which is unheard of. This has never been done before. Over 70 pages of transcript, over 3 hours. He vouched for the credibility of the witness. He boasted the prestige of the district attorney's office. He said that he believed that I was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So what he did at this point is he became the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor all in one. Unfortunately, the judge I went in front of was a white Caucasian woman named Nancy Miller. My alleged fabricated charges that the great state of Louisiana gave me was against a white woman. So, of course, she let everything that went on continue to go on over multiple motions for mistrial, multiple objections. She did not care. Well, when it made it to the Fifth Circuit gave it back. Said, no, this is unheard of. This has never been done before. This conviction cannot stand. They labeled it a structural error. Of course, you already know the state appealed it. Hey, we got another one gone. We're not trying to let the nigga go that easy. Excuse me for saying it like that, but I would need you all to really understand how they think. Just because you're on the outside listening to this broadcast at this moment does not mean that this can't happen to you. If you find yourself in the shoes, guess what? You're another statistic. You're another nigga to them. When they see you on the streets, you're another nigga to them. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less, because you aren't the same color as they are. They appealed it. Politics got involved. They put me on all type of commercials. The reason they put me on these commercials was because one of the judges who gave me the sentencing opinion in my case was running for the Supreme Court justice seat. So in order to stop him from running for Supreme Court justice, they used my case up talking about he let a monster out of jail, this and that. And of course, you all know what happened next. He recused himself. It goes back to the Fifth Circuit, and all of a sudden, they label it harmless error. Well, men, women, children, animals, dogs, anybody that has a voice, I need you all to speak up right now. I am currently in the United States Supreme Court. If you want to look at my case, the only thing you have to do is type in docket number 21-993. I repeat again, that number is 21-993. When you pull up this docket number, it shows you everything. It shows you all the fabricated evidence that's been done, all the lies, all the illegal tactics that the prosecutor and district attorney use. Well, what I am trying to do is, I am trying to make a way for everyone that this has happened to. I'm also trying to stop this from occurring in any further or future case. What I need you all to speak out. I need you all to be as outraged as I am outraged for being in here wrongfully convicted for these years. No, you don't know me. I don't know you. But what I do know is that what affects me affects you. What I mean by that is I'm here with your loved ones. I'm here with your friends. I'm here with your associates. I'm here with your cousins. And I'm pretty sure that they have undergone prosecutorial misconduct also. The reason that this is still occurring because no one is holding these district attorneys accountable. They are immune to whatever they do. So I'm begging. I'm throwing myself out there as a sacrificial lamb in order to stop the judicial corruption, to hold them accountable, to free us that are enslaved. And I need your help. It begins and it starts with you.
All right, bro. You definitely put down a lot of knowledge. I appreciate you for that, so people can know what's going on and know more about their rights or their loved ones' rights. And, definitely the call to action to petition people to get involved. That is definitely the way how we're going to combat these issues is we have to get involved because they've shown that they themselves are not going to correct themselves. So I appreciate, all the knowledge that you put down. But I want to ask you more about yourself. So you are currently incarcerated for a wrongful conviction. So how long have you been incarcerated for and how long were you given?
I've been incarcerated since April 13 of 2015. And I was given 3 life sentences. It's crazy, nobody can serve a life sentence, but this is just another way for them to abuse their power to show you how big and bad they is. So I guess they want me to die, come back to life, die again, and come back to life again. And it's funny, it hurts, but it's funny for me to say it like that because it's just ridiculous. Yeah. I'm sorry, what were you saying now?
I was going to ask you, so far, what kind of things have you been able to do to try to fight against your case? And have you had any type of support from the outside?
Well, as of right now, I was able to speak with someone else by the name of Mrs. Chinchilla Jolicia. She did an interview on me. She had a wrongful conviction attorney by the name of Caroline Turner that actually looked into everything to make sure that I was legit before she took my case. She was like, no, there's no way possible. You don't supposed to be in there. But as you just stated from the door, it is so hard. I appreciate everything that you're doing, ma'am. I mean, from deep down, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. But it takes more than 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 people to be upset. It takes a nation, united we stand, divided we fall. And I mean, if you can't see how bad we have fallen in these last times, in these last days, I don't know what else there is for someone to see. So many people feel like it doesn't affect me because, hey, it's not me. But guess what? It could be you at any given moment. So, yes, it is you.
Right. So is there any way? Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I guess that was someone in my background.
Okay.
I'm all yours now. Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
But yeah, this happens far too many times across America. There are people out there fighting, but we definitely need more people to get involved, more people to care. And stories like this, knowing things like this, helps. I lived down in Louisiana for 12 years, and I'm from the East Coast, up there in the Delaware, Philadelphia, Baltimore area. So I could see a major difference when I went down south. I lived down there for 12 years, and I know people personally that were wrongfully convicted and actually really did time. And it's just because they wanted that, they've been wanting to catch this person. And when they finally got their hands on them, they refused to let them go. And it was any means necessary. And it was crazy to watch. Like, I know you innocent, And in that same situation, he's African American, but in that situation, the person that told what he did, and I say that with quotations because he didn't do that, was a white woman. So down there, the racism is still very prevalent. In this particular area where this gentleman got in trouble, they still have a hanging jail there. And they think it's just it's one of the picture of the hanging jails in the McDonald's in the same neighborhood. And this is a jail where they used to hang black people. They're having a history of excessively hanging black people at this particular jail. So Louisiana is definitely a different type of monster. So I ask you this, bro. Is there any last words that you have?
Yes, there is one last word that I have. And first, I want to tell you thank you, but for anyone that's listening, I want to touch you. What I mean by that I want to touch you, is I want to ask you all to do something for me. I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to ask yourself, Dr. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, what did they fight for? Mm-hmm. Did they succeed? Did they win? Has their legacy been forgotten? Do we just celebrate them on Black History Month, on their birthdays? Are we continuously trying to walk the same path that they walk? Or are we blinded by the racism that still occurs because we're no longer in the field? Are we blinded by the racism that still occurs because you're a neighbor with a white man that shakes your hand every now and then? Are we blinded by the racism that still occurs because you work or you stay in a neighborhood that is more highly populated with Caucasian than African American? Well, if this sounds true to you, then let me tell you what's going on. Racism is here. Never went anywhere. Only thing they have done now is they're more quiet about it. They figured out a way now to kill us legally. They know that if they do it in the streets, if an officer kills us in the street, there's too much publicity. Hey, I don't want to take that chance. I might go to jail myself. I might get indicted. Black Lives Matter might come and mess up my whole life. But you know what? I'm going to call Jim, and Jim is going to call Sam, and Sam is going to call Lisa, and we're going to make sure that this nigger never gets out of jail again. We're going to make sure that his kids never see him again. High five. Let's go drink some Marley behind that. That is what's going on today. And if you all can't see that, can't recognize that, I guess every forefather that has come before us died in vain. That's all I want to say.